Alright, let's get her done. Alright, so here's the deal. This one, as you can tell, is definitely in color. I'm going to be definitely speaking on where I'm at currently. Where I am at currently. That way so we can all definitely get a solid idea of where I'm at. Where my mind's at right now. So let me give you a little bit of context. That's kind of where I'm at. And then definitely taking a good look at what this is gonna look like and how long it's gonna be also taking as well. So I'm gonna try to do my best to get to it while I have the time on the footage on here. So right now I'm all set and ready so that we can go to the 1904 Collective event right now, where I believe there's vendors and shit. There's also going to be a couple of DJs that are going to be playing. So at that event, I would like to definitely take some still photos. So I have my still camera all set up and what have you as well. So I think I'm going to be taking video in regards to like this vlog here, and then just my still cameras. So I think in between this trip to where I'm headed to right now would be a solid time to go over essentially what the plan is. So after this event here with the 1904 Collective, around like 4-ish, I'll definitely head out to Service, which is going to be out in Dock Beach, I believe. Looks fucking awesome too. It's like right off at the pier. So I definitely I gave out the offering, and the address was sent, so I'm gonna just go ahead and head out there and definitely kind of end my weekend essentially with Service, which is something that we had talked about with my wizard. We had discussed the idea of essentially going to a sermon or some type of sermon, essentially, so that we are able to just sit and collect wisdom. So I'm gonna just go do that. That's exactly what I'm gonna go do when we do go out to Church of Music. I just want to sit and definitely take it in. I brought a couple of my coats, and so I can't wait to fucking rock the fuck out of that. And yeah, dude, I can't wait to fucking just like rock the shit out of that. There's also the whole notion too of just like the mind fuck that I've definitely put myself through. So it was a 4-week process that I had definitely been dealing with, and I think it was really cool. And it was an intense process, definitely transformative. And so I've always claimed that I have a 4-week process. It's a 4-week process. And so within this process, I have definitely clarified my three steps. And from what I've come to understand too, is that there's always that extra little spark or extra little ingredient that comes into essentially this process. And so my week 4 was a transitioning stage, but that stage for me was very unclear. It was just very unclear how I would handle, that final week, the week of transition. And so throughout this process, I definitely discovered that that transitioning stage and also the transformative stage definitely puts you in a loop between both sides of the fence, is what I was calling it, right? This whole notion of being able to accept and take ownership of that transition, the essentially the transformation that you've gone through. And so it's the acceptance of that. So I had a really intense week for the final week of that process, and it became extremely clear on what that is. And so for me, it was a very clarifying moment, especially understanding all its aspects. Essentially, like, I had to take a look at how well this process was facilitated, this process was taken, but at the same time, it was one of those things of like, what was the amount of damage that was caused? I don't want to say damage, but there was a lot of folks who have been dragged through that transformative process as well, right? And what I mean by that is like you're creating boundaries, definitely understanding who you are as a person, the type of resources and things of that nature for yourself to be able to transform fully. Definitely takes a toll, not only on yourself, obviously, because you are the one that's transforming, but it takes a toll on everything around you. That's including like everything that you do for a living, whatever it is that whomever you decide to like, involve yourself with and things of that nature. So this process definitely left me pretty mind fucked. I want to say mind fucked in a sense that I really thought that I was putting just myself through this process, right? Just it's like something that I was very passionate about. It was like a passion project of mine, and going through essentially peaking through this entire performance out here professionally and personally, and definitely holding all those things true. The idea was impeccability, right? We want to just make sure that we're being transparent and honest with the process, and in turn, all that essentially works out for you at the end, where it's like it's because I've built such a solid foundation on what it is that I'm practicing or choosing to practice. Comes in cycles, right? Comes in cycles, and so this last Friday, when the 4th week is complete, that's when I had understood just the immense amount of transformation that I've gone through in practicing all these things. It's like practicing all these values, practicing all these characteristics, and that's not only like in practice, that's like on a daily basis, like habit, right? Having this thought continuously, and there's like certain things that I'm doing as an artist where like I'm utilizing a lot of the resources that I have or the different outlets that I have to be able to express all of that and really find joy in being able to collect all those emotions, feelings, characters, in the sense where it's all in the sense where it all is identity, right? It's an identity of who you are, your character, and how you are, expressing yourself to and for people, and so I'm really like mind fucked in the sense that I know the process. It's not an instant process, so like being aware that I am going through a very transformative process, it makes me take a look at everything that I'm doing for myself, right? All the little things, all the little items, all the little step-by-step facilitation that I do give myself really turns into the whole notion of giving that to someone else. So having patience not only with others, and so I've definitely seen that idea or that value or that characteristic of what patience is. I've definitely seen that, and I've definitely played with that whole notion very well. Okay, so when I say that, it's one of those things where like it's not that you don't have patience, right? It's just you're focusing so much more on that idea of what patience is. What does that look like? So not only is it a mental game, but it's also something that is being practiced out physically or like outward. And so it's just a trip, man. It's just really a trip. And so